Yo, back again. Another Create the Vision video. What up, the Create the Vision audience? My Create the Vision viewers. I think that one is gonna work. So, what up? What up? So today I'm going to talk about boundaries. These videos are kind of built to kind of share something and to help. I need to stop shaking my head like that. So it's kind of teaching me how to focus and talk to the phone, to the audience as a phone. So I'm learning, and this is very helpful. So, but I'm getting away from my conversation. So the conversation today is boundaries. I definitely am learning how to set boundaries. There is so much to learn when you stop people pleasing. I used to be a big people pleaser and I used to just wanted to please everybody. And how do you please everybody? You just be nice about everything. And then you learn and then you grow. So this is where I learned and grow and grew. I was gonna say growed. This is where in that experience I had to grow in that thing because I learned that I didn't want to do that thing no more the way I used to. So let me scratch my nose, y'all. Sorry. So the thing was, I just grew out of those ways of people pleasing. I grew out of those ways of people pleasing. That way of just how being nice, the way I be generous with my money, the way I show up at work and want to do everything. Those are the two main examples of how I just kind of gave up on that stuff. And then now it's like I won't mind working. I don't mind working. I'm gonna show up and do something in exchange for my reward. I'll give you some of my time basically in exchange for, the compensation of the pay. So I don't want to give you all my time no more. That's the learning lesson. I used to be the working hard people pleaser, so I'll give you all of my time all year long. I'm getting a few dollars. We got a deal. No. So that was a good one for me. So I gave up on that. And then, like I said, the other end was just people pleasing in general, always showing up for people and stuff. And then you kind of put yourself first, and then everybody's like, "Oh, no, you can't do that because what about me?" You know what I'm saying? So that was a learning lesson too. And those people is not like trying to hit at, and that's like, huh? Like, yeah, they want things the way you was doing them. So that was very powerful. And it's like, all right, so they ain't wrong, but those people move on to the next person, the people pleasing person that they like. So it's very interesting. So speaking of, that was some boundaries, and I had came up with some sayings. These are related to boundaries. I wrote them down. It's a couple of them, and you might have to go through these. So I'm gonna read them off. If someone oversteps your boundaries once, they will do it again unless you make it clear you won't allow it. So if someone oversteps your boundaries once, they will do it again unless you make it clear that you're not going to have it. That's how you do that. And the only people who get upset about you setting boundaries are the ones who were benefiting from you not having any. And I just said that. So they eventually move on. And then when you fail to set boundaries and hold people accountable, you feel used and mistreated. And it ain't their fault. They ain't nobody wrong. You just let people walk over you all type of ways. So you better stop. And then you get some clarity in that thing, and then y'all can figure it out. So the only keeper of your happiness is you. Stop giving people the power to control your smile, your worth, and your attitude. Rise above, rise above. And then, if don't nobody want to accept you with your boundaries, rise above. Somebody gonna understand, and you gonna get in where you fit in. You don't have to get yourself It says you don't have to set yourself on fire to keep other people warm. That is so good. So don't set yourself on fire all the time. If you still need to do it sometime, just don't do it all the time to keep them warm, because they gonna just be waiting on you to keep them warm. And that is my create the vision for today. Appreciate y'all.